Guys, welcome back to another episode of It Pricked. It's a rose by yours truly, none other than Doris Wanyagia. This is March. This episode drops on 8th of March 2024, which is also International Women's Day. The entire of this month, we have been celebrating women in history, women who have always stood over time for the truth, supported others, empowered others, like have acted as a leeway to greater, brighter opportunities, like the first woman to study in Harvard, the first woman, to make an invention. We celebrate them all because they are the ones that who have made it for we to exist today. Like the first woman who decided, a woman's place is not only in the house, they also have a right to go out and work and earn a living. To the woman also who decided that, when marriage ends or something like that happens, it is okay for you to decide to live your life like that. To the woman who decided, if you don't want to get married, it is also very okay. And to the woman, all those women, there's so many dynamics that we can think of to appreciate the role women have been playing over time. To your mom for bringing you to life, to all those who have been raised by single mothers who have worked hard to make sure that that parent is only one. But that would not stop them from putting extra effort to give you the best life. And we end up seeing those people actually even becoming the very best people in this world. They've been taught resilience by their parents. They're here thriving and whatever way they do. So in this International Women's Day, in this March, in celebrating Women's Month, we celebrate all those women. We celebrate the first woman who decided to vie for a political position and move from making it just a woman in position but a leader like any other. So we celebrate all of you for the role you have played in shaping the society narratives towards women, for the role you have continually played to empower us, the younger generation. Because it's inspiring. So in today's episode, I'd like to dive into the world that is being a woman, with the rising cases of femicide, with everything that is happening in the world about women. We're seeing women now taking big characters in the world, being the CEOs of very big companies, just doing a lot. So I'd love to dive into the world that is a she and tackle what I think are the challenges and are the what do we call this, the upsides of being a woman. So note, this is a perspective of me as Doris Wanyagia. These are my opinions. So whatever I'll say here is purely based by how I think and how I view things, which means that my view of things might not be the same with your view of things, which is okay. We are all here, we all exist to have different views. So, but otherwise, it's not that I don't respect anybody else's views, but I would love to share this episode. So welcome. Happy International Women's Day, and let's dive into the episode. So I'll give experiences where I've had I felt vulnerable as a woman, and I felt being a girl, if I were a boy at that point and position in life, things would have turned out and panned out differently. So with the recent cases of femicide and all that, I strongly oppose femicide. I strongly stand against men who think they have the power to even touch you in the roads. Hey, who tells you you can touch me, or get offended when you don't want to respond to your greetings? I'm I don't know you. You're not entitled to me talking to you. If I don't want to talk to you, I'm sure there's a girl, there's a friend, go to talk to that girl. Why do you want to force me to talk to you? Someone will approach you in the road and they'll be they want to forcefully talk to you, and you're like, hey, where wachana na mimi. So I'll give like one very recent like experience. So one time where I live, we also have like Starbuses as one of the means of transport. So one time I just never like Starbuses. So one time there wasn't like any vehicle coming, metros were not coming. I'm like, hey, and I'm almost late for work. So and it was also drizzling. So I decided the only vehicle that was like at that point, at the pickup point, was Starbucks. So I decided, because I won't go back home and I can't spend my entire day like standing here, let me just enter this Starbucks. So I enter the Starbucks, but just when I enter, so you can see like other vehicles from behind, inside the vehicle. So I see another vehicle, I see a metro like coming forward. So I'm like, hey, I can't risk like staying in this Starbucks which only has 2 people, and I'm actually almost late for work. So I decide, hey, let me shift vehicles. So I also like had some cash I wanted to put on M-Pesa. So my excuse was, I go to a shop, like there's a shop out there. I go to the shop, like do my deposit, then like have the chance I don't return to this vehicle, I enter the metro. So when I went to the shop, like I didn't find the shop owner. Then guys were there, like remember it's drizzling, so people are sheltering themselves in front of shops. So the guys like who are sheltering themselves there, they were like, the owner is not in, ametoka nje, like he's out there. So I decided, okay, sawa. So it's not an urgent matter, it's not that anybody's waiting for this money, so why not, like why not just proceed with whatever I was doing. So the metro now came. So the metro is usually usually looks at people who are willing to like go, because them they don't wait. So they're like, oh, unaenda? Yeah, me, I'm like, yeah. So I entered the metro. Oh, let me like flashback when I'm alighting. This guy, when like I stand in front of the shop, he starts like throwing insults at me. He's like, oh, wewe mbona umeshuka gari, oh, wewe. He starts literally insulting me a lot. Like I've even like at this point forgotten some of the insults he threw at me, but he really insulted me. So okay, me, I tell myself, hey, me I'm not willing for this to compromise my day. You know what, it's okay, sawa tu. So I enter the metro. We move, we go to the next stage. So see, like they're still picking people. So this Starbucks also, like I think realizes that there aren't people here, so they also decide like to go to the next stage. So when they come, this guy is still like after me. He alights the vehicle and he like comes to now the metro that I'm in, and he's like, kuna, I think he called, alinita malaya ama alinita nini. He really insulted me. Ako like, ameshuka gari yangu na amefanya watu washuke. I'm like, hey, my 50 bob is pesa yangu. Mimi si ati ulikuwa nilipie fare, ati ulikuwa unanifanyia favor mimi kukaa gari yako. So he follows me with insults to this other vehicle, and I get really offended. Like that day I went to work and I was like, hey, mimi leo naenda polisi, mimi leo naenda kureport. But then I'm asking myself, even if I go to the police, like what case are we filing? Is this defamation? Is this assault? Like what case are we filing? But then the dondas of the metro were like, achana na huyo, unajua asubuhi wa makamagera wanakuanga mtu ameamukia vikombe zake ziko like he's on high element, and all he sees is like throwing insults at people. So I had marked that guy, but I think sai nimeanza kumsahau. I had marked his face and I was very offended. So that is one situation I felt like if that was a man in the same situation, same scenario, that incident wouldn't have occurred. Like that guy would not have had the guts to follow the guy with the insults, but because it was a woman, they had the audacity to do so. So first of all, I felt really vulnerable. I felt really vulnerable. I felt really bad. I felt very like kuingiwa ndani, because why are you following me and insulting me? I don't like, it can't make sense to me. And like, in that instance, I was convinced if it were a man, it would have been very like very different circumstance. But anyway, I appreciate the men who we know, the men in our lives, the men in my life who are for me and are with me. Like, they will literally go to war for me, because I know also that happened because I was alone. Were it that I was also like with someone else who was like a gentleman, the same would not have occurred. So first of all, I appreciate the men who are for us, who support us, who protect us, who would do anything else to ensure that we are safe and we feel safe. So I appreciate those. I know there are many of them. There are very many of them, but there are these few characters who are just amidst them, who are like here to spoil, like to just be bad people. Anyway, that instance, I'm now like letting it go, because it's also been a while, but I felt really bad. So now, like, that was one chance there, like diving into the disadvantages, and also like I can mention something. So then again, I'm like, this disclaimer, this is a very unpopular opinion. Please don't come for me, but I have a view, I have a thought. As a 20-year-old girl, I was in a county working at an internship, which I ended up extending because there was COVID. So one time, in one of the jobs we were going with my supervisor, this other like company had been contracted to do like some work there, and their guy was like, oh, I've seen a lady who's doing a great job. He came to my supervisor, can I like give her work? Sometimes you have a lot of work, and if she knows some editing and she's also good with the camera, she can come and like work for us. Then my supervisor was like, it's not like I pay you, like it's not that this internship is paying, and since like you're already done with the that one of filling the logbook, etc, if you're willing to take this shot, me, I have no problem. So me, I was like, oh, why? Okay, why not? So I went to that jobo. So that jobo, we went to one of the very influential people in that area. So me, the jobo, I went. So first of all, like the first day I reported to work, they were working from a house, like the house of this guy. So this guy lives with the daughter, who I think is in boarding, and that time she was at home, and a son. So whoever works with them, they apparently, those people who claim who when you work, your family or etc. So they apparently live together. Like you come, it's like you're living literally here. You'll do dishes here, lunchtime, cook evil. So when I got to that job, he was like, oh, sometimes you go to jobs very early, so you won't go home. So this is like the office, but it's also a home, a very like home. So I was like, hey, me, first of all, I don't think I'm willing to like stay here. It just didn't feel right, because it's where they literally live, like nyumba yao ya ukweli, like si ati house setup yenye ni ofisi, nyumba yao ya ukweli, like it's also their private life in there. So I had no problem. Like that was just like a view of mine, and I was like, me, I can always escape and say I can't like make it to come, but I make it to the physical like Jobo. And when I require editing, I'll just take my laptop, then you guys give me the footage, I go with it at home, I edit, as long as I deliver on time. So me, I had that figured out. So we went to one Jobo that I went. So we went to a very influential man. He was having Rurashio of his daughter who was abroad, so it was being live streamed. Like, we were the guys who were doing the live streaming. So we finished the day. It was a lot of work. Really a lot of work. So we finished the day. We are like 3 or 4 young people each. I think 3. I'm at 2 water. No, 3, because I remember a lady and a gentleman. I have bad memory. I can't even remember their names. But anyway, I remember there was a lady and a gentleman. So we were paid each 1,000 shillings, which according to that work and according to what that guy was paid. Anyway, sawa too. So we finished the job. So one time he decides he wants to take me home. At this time, home is my aunt's place, because like that job the internship was far away from home, and I didn't have a place of my own. So I was living at my aunt's place. So he takes me home. So he carried me with his vehicle. So on the ride home, he starts like giving like starting like a weird conversation. So it was at that time when there was a leaked sex tape that was viral. I can't remember exactly like the context of that tape, but I think everybody had watched it. It was not that bad. It was where you'll know what's happening. So he starts discussing that with me, and he really like wants to discuss it with me, like really into detail, into like bisect that video. And I'm like, this guy is the age of my father. Me, I can't. Why are you talking to me such things? Kwani, you know. So then he's like, would you date an older man? Would you? No, like stuff. Then he took me home. He got into my aunt's place. He was like, hi, my name is Nani. I'm the one who has given her a job, so in case she comes late, sometimes don't worry, because sometimes we get out of work late, and sometimes we come like we also like go early in the morning. So yeah, like if she comes home late, don't worry. So but me, like the conversation that this guy like had with me in that vehicle was already enough to tell me that whatever he wanted was not just work. Like he was really in here for more. Like he was really looking for, would you date an older man? So now that's my backup story. Here now comes, so me, I quit that work. Like the following day, I went back to my supervisor. He was like, kwa nini umerudi? So again, my supervisor was way older than me, so there is no way I'll also go discuss the same video with him. So me I just told him, hey, that guy had more intention, had other intentions than he revealed to us. So he was, it's okay, well, just return back, hakuna shida. So now here comes my unpopular opinion. You see, we've been having so many cases of girls who are going to Airbnbs with way older men, like leave alone, like I'm dating you, you're dating me. Probably there is a 5-year age gap, 10-year age gap between us. But there has been like a rise of cases of girls who are like going out with way older men to like B&Bs, and I'm like, hey, unpopular opinion. Again, I stand firmly with this. Me, I don't support femicide. I hate people who harass women. I hate people who think because they are men, they have the right to harass women. But we also, ladies, need to do something about some things. Let us not be lured easily by some little monies. Just because someone promises you some little money, you now want to follow them to the BNB. At least get to know this person. Like, I know this is a very tricky dynamic because there are people who have even known each other for more than 10 years, but then one time that you decide to go out with them, they also kill you. I know, like, it's a tricky dynamic, but there's this other aspect of, like, me at 20, you know, at that time I was a 20-year-old, so assume I was like, I ignored all that. I decided to take on this man. He's like, he wants to date me, he wants to have me by force. He's like, so you'll come for BNB. Then hey, me, I realize whatever is going down, I don't agree with it. I have no point of escape. He does whatever he wants to do, but then realizes, hey, what will she go and say? He has a big name in that area. Will I destroy the name? That is how he kills me. Like, there are so many things that could go wrong, and as much as the world wants to protect us, as much as there are laws that should be set to protect us, we should also, like, take the hand in protecting ourselves. I know there are insensitive people who are like, oh, don't go out with men to BNB. Me, I'm not those people. Like, I know there are those people who are bashing women, yet there are women who are, like, killed at the comfort of their homes. There was a woman who was cooking her ugali in her own kitchen, but then she was found by men and they killed her. I totally know that, and I'm not insensitive to that, but let us also, like, up the game. Not all of us, I know most of us have that, but let us also up the game of what we value ourselves to do. Let it not be that you can just do anything for a few thousand with that old man. Anyway, end of unpopular opinion. Let me close this by saying, please don't come for me. Those are my views. I stand by them. I stand strongly against femicide. I hate men who like talk down on women. I hate men who think that they have the right to make you choose what they want because it's the man who said. Yeah. Anyway, so let me continue now away with unpopular opinion. So these are now some of the things I think about, like, just being a girl. I think it is important for you as a girl and as a woman to one time just live by yourself, earn your own money, get your own little life going on. Stumble, fall, rise up, succeed by your own, so that even if, like, you get to like by the time you're getting married, there'll never come a time when you feel like this is a favor, that this person has gotten abusive, but let me just survive because it's a favor they are doing me by marrying me. So today I was listening to, like, one episode of CTA, and the lady was talking, I can't remember her name, but the lady was saying one time she wanted to get married. Like, as she was about to get married, one of, like, her lady friends from the office called her aside, and she was like, do you have any property under your name? She was like, no. And then so the lady was like, no, I think you should have a property by your name. Then she's like, no, why? See, she says she was one of those people who believe whatever is yours is mine, whatever is mine is yours. But then this lady friend of hers told her, ensure you have at least a piece of land by your name, so that when you go to the marriage, you come with it like in a business. So you are a partner to this person. You're not a liability. Like, you come, you know, the way, see, this is a partnership. See, marriage is a partnership. So you bring, like, if it is a company, and it is a partnership with two people. Like this one will probably give 50%, this one 50, or this one 60, this 40 or 70, 30 or 40, 60, you know. But it is a partnership of two things coming together, so that so she was saying, so even if like things ever get tough, you remember that you're in this as a partner. This is a partnership. You can't afford to have it like go down. You can't afford to have it lose, you know. And I think I also agree, like as a lady, have a little life of your own, like on some small things of your own. Get your own shit together, so that like when you get a man, it will be like you will be in a partnership. You will be, it is nice to be loved, it is nice to be soft, it is nice to like just exist and have that man provide for you, which is something all of us should have. But again, have something going on in your life. You can't be like the ladies we read in books who are just like, they just exist in houses like things, like they have servants who run the house. It's the husbands who approve the bills. Her work is just to dress up and show up at the ball. You know, you can't be that. You can't be that in this generation. Please have your own little life going on. Another thing, like I think I'm also like learning to take upon, like me as an individual, never to wait upon people for you to do the things that you think excite you. For example, if you're like me and you love to like experience places, go out and like try out new places, you don't have to wait for people to like go with them. You know, just book that expedition with people you don't know. Go out with them. You'll have fun. You know, like take a solo trip somewhere. Just take the necessary precaution measures for solo travelers, but do it for you, by you. I know, like experience, you know, like experience the world, travel for you, by you. Yeah. And also take advantage of pretty privilege. If you ever get the chance like to like use your brains and take advantage of pretty privilege, please do so. Please do so. Like opportunity knocks once in this lifetime, and if it finds you because of pretty privilege, please just take it, as long as you're not losing something like in return for you to like acquire that. Take it. Why not? What do you have to like lose? Finally, but not the least, you've got this, girl. Go for all the things you think you deserve, because you deserve that and many more. Pursue your dreams. Never view anything you want as little or minute. You deserve the best. You are the best, and you have the ability to do all that because you can. Yeah. So thank you so much for listening to this episode. Happy International Women's Day again. Have a blessed life. Celebrate the women around you. Love them. We also celebrate the men that make it easier for us women to exist. So until next episode, my name is Doris Wanyagia of It Pricked. It's a Rose the podcast. Bye bye.